I can't remember at what timeline, so I'm gonna just go ahead and say this. I remember where I was. I was riding on the island. I was passing Granny House, and it just hit me. Okay, the name is complete. Like add the parentheses with the K.O.J.I, and that stood for Koji. So Dream of Koji. It had a nice. It kind of balanced, Dreamer, like Dreamer Koji, and with the parentheses every time it would like leave a thought in people's mind, like I wonder what that mean or whatever, like you know. Um, and Koji stood for King of John's Island. Now, growing up, I listened to a lot of uh, DJ Paul, Juicy J, like that whole wave. And I remember DJ Paul had a series, a mixtape series called KOM, King of Memphis. So the KOMK dot. I remember he did something with the KOM, and I thought it was a bold declaration, but he stood by it, and I just liked the way it looked. And at the time, Big Crit was doing this thing. He was emerging, you know. I don't know if people remember, but what it felt like to me was, or from my perspective, at when Kendrick was bubbling, Cole was bubbling. I don't know if Big Sean was totally there. Wiz was in his own lane, and then you had Crit. Oh, you had Wale too. And it's funny, it seemed like Wale really had the biggest success first. But those were the game always give balance in characters when they put them out. So those were the guys. And I was more aligned with the Crit lane. I'm sorry, the Crit lane. So when I found out the Crit was King Remembered in Time, I guess it just inspired me to add on the K.O.J.I. And it just hit me like, I don't even think I was thinking about it that heavily. It was just something that hit me. So usually when that happens, like those clear moments, I do something with them, even if I don't completely like them. But remember, I a name wasn't something I put a lot. I did, but I didn't because I never had a nickname before. So yeah, I was inspired by DJ Paul and Big Crit, to be honest, with the Koji thing. But I don't know if y'all believe me or not, but even back then, I felt like I was like doing two things at once. So I was creating music and developing that skill in order to be able to tell my people what I sense was happening. Back then, it wasn't so much gentrification. It was like this side fighting that side fighting that side, and however petty it was, boys would be boys and all of that. But people were really few people lost their lives. Some few people got locked up. But in my mind, it just felt like we needed to get it together. Like something else was like this was the product, and over time, I was absolutely right. I feel like us wasting time warring against each other and competing against each other when it wasn't gentrified, that was a time we should have been, you know, getting our land and all of that stuff, but land and what like the togetherness would have radiated throughout the culture. Like we're not selling anything. We're like that close knitness that I felt that was missing. So honestly, I just felt like being an artist, I would have a greater chance at affecting that. So when you combine that intention with I feel like I'm gonna use the word of divine conviction. I really feel like that's what I am, and it's linked to again the divine. conviction. It's linked to the concern and the intent, and a competitive streak that I'll put any aspect of kingship, any attribute that I may or may not have against anybody who wants to challenge